This channel is supported by Truefire. Truefire is an online library
enough, you can get the Truefire All Access Pass for as cheap as they ever do it, the $99 thing. So just jump and do that if you're looking for the best price you can get Truefire All Access for.
In today's video, I was kind of playing these two guitars, and I was thinking these to me are a good indicator of two sort of strat type guitars that I think, I don't know if Fender do really look at what the competition are doing too much and whether it actually affects them, but to me, I think the success of these guitars or at least, looking at the success of them, particularly the artist one, shows that there, I think, is an appetite for guitars that are made over in that side of the world with higher specs, but, that over-deliver. And that's kind of what I wanted to kind of, look at in this video, because imagine a world where there was a Squier with stainless frets, and on the face of it you might think, well, who's going to pay for that? I think there would actually be an appetite. Or a Squier with a nice roasted maple neck and stainless frets, or a Squier with Nitro. I don't think that Squier have made any Nitro guitars since like 1982. I don't know, let's talk about some of these ideas. First of all, the Sterling. So what has this got going on that I think Squier should maybe be, looking at? First of all, the really nice roasted maple neck. Also, the locking tuners. But overall, I feel like, to me, I guess one of the other things is that I just think it's a really classy sort of colour. So, that's just one of those examples of the guitar that I think looks pretty respectable. In terms of pickups and sounds, With this one, I think what they should be looking at is, again, roasted maple and locking tuners. So I think this is something that you could introduce at the Squier or Fender standard level, and I think have a guitar that would appeal to a lot of types of people. Stainless frets is a big thing that Fender really only do on two lines of their guitars, the Lux and the Ultra Lux and the Ultra Lux Vintage. I think because we've seen Ibanez and Yamaha, and now some of these brands like EART, and Artist, I think Court as well to some extent, starting to use stainless steel frets. I think that there is a gap in what Fender and Squier do for a bit more of a modern take on the Strat. Maybe a slightly flatter radius like these two guitars, 12 or 14 inches. Maybe HSS. I like the 6-point trem still. Maybe stainless frets, maybe roasted, maybe locking tuners. Also this Nitro sort of finish. I think there is definitely a gap in what Fender are doing. Sire have started using stainless frets on some guitars too. Now, if you're into stainless steel fret, drop a comment below, or if you're not interested. Because these are so smooth and slinky, it really does make this feel like a much more premium guitar. I really like the aesthetic of this as well. I think it's a really strong, sort of bold looking guitar. And also, that was another thing as well, they're using quartz sawn maple here. It'd be nice to see some of this stuff, I think, from Fender and Squier. Like, what can they do with like a Squier guitar? Like, can they bring out like a really great guitar that's made in the East, in the China or Indonesia? I'd be totally interested to see if Fender could do that sort of thing. I'm sure they could. I just wonder if there's an appetite for it. The fact that these guitars exist, like Sterling, like this, like the multitude of S-type guitars that are in this sort of more budget-ish price range, or £500 or below, I think shows that there is definitely an appetite for this sort of thing. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Catch you in another video soon. Cheers. This one is going to live with Dave, so I'm just getting a bit more of a chance to enjoy it before it goes.